Then the upper bound of m, we are going to add, yeah, we are going to add 5, becomes 25, minus the lower bound of x is going to be 8 minus 0.5. So that is going to give us 7.5. So if you work it out, you are going to get your answer, nothing other than 0.26 as our final answer. All right, so we have already done a question to do with making such issue that. Now moving to question number 10. Question number 10 is about making subject of formula. So for instance, let me just so that you can be able to see exactly what we are talking about. So we are having n squared equals to 4d plus t cubed over t cubed. To make t the subject of the formula, we need to do what? We are going to multiply all three. So let me write this squared here equals to 4d plus t cubed over t cubed. So we are going to multiply by t cubed both sides so that we can be able to get rid of fraction. And I'm going to have t cubed n squared equal to 4d plus t cubed. So meaning that we can be able to make this the subject by making ensuring that those terms with t cubed are on the same side. So we can say this is t cubed n squared minus t cubed equal to 4d, and that's going to be t cubed into n squared minus 1 equals to 4d, and that will mean that we can divide by n squared minus 4 n squared minus, this is n squared minus 1 over n squared minus 1, and that is going to cancel out. Of course, this and this will cancel out. We're gonna have our equation being t cubed equals to 4d over n squared minus 1, and then finding the cube root both sides. We can be able to find cube root here, and we're gonna have our t equal to the cube root of 4d over n squared minus 1 as our final answer in that case. All right, in question number 11, we're told that A, B, C, and D are points on a circle. PCQ is the tangent to the circle, and we're told also that AB equals to CD. Given that angle BCQ is X, we're supposed to prove that CDA. Give reasons for each stage in your working. So in order to work out this, we need to draw this chord here, D to B, and I'm going now to say that this is equal to X because angles in alternate segments are actually equal. So the reason as to why we are saying that is that angles in alternate segments are equal. So I need to take some time so that I can be able to say that these two are equal because angles in alternate segments are equal. So I need also to go straight down so that I can be able to write down here. I should move this so that I can be able to write my steps. Yeah, reason are equal down. Okay, so the next thing that we need to look at, we are going to try to find out what is angle CAB. In order to find angle CAB, I'm going to draw a chord that joins A to C like that. So meaning since this chord subtend angle X, it also subtend angle A at top here. Yes, sir. Yes. Okay, all right. All right. Yes, sawa sawa. Thank you, sir. Let me just have it. All right. Yes. Hello. Okay, now once we've identified that, we are going to say angle ACB is going to be angle CAB because this is an isosceles triangle. So base angles are equal. But you need to realize that angle ACQ is going to be 2x because you are going to add x plus x is going to be 2x. So the whole of joining AC first, let us write that. We are going to angle subtended by the same chord. Angle A is x because angle subtended by the same chord are equal. We need also now to okay, angle C is 2x. That the whole of that angle ACQ is 2x because you are going to add the x that is written in white plus the x that was originally there. So we are going also now to say the entire of angle C is going to be equal to angle ADA, CDA, yeah, because this is a CDA equals to 2x because angles in alternate segments are equal because you can see the all of that is shown there. In question number 12, we are told that the mean number of goals scored by hockey team is in 8 matches is 6. Then you see now if you are given the mean, if you multiply by the number of matches, you will get by then, right? So we are told that the team plays two more matches, and scores k goals in each match, and the mean number of the goals scored by is 7. We're supposed to work out the value of k. Okay, so we're going to start this by let me see what we can start writing by. Yeah, let me just number of goals. We're going to make k the subject of the formula here, and k is going to be 11. So that is exactly what you are supposed to do in that case. So if a question is asked whereby you are told maybe the student did different tests and you are given the mean of the test done and they did another extra test, that's the same approach you are going to use in this particular question. All right, so we need to move further to the next question. Question number 13. Number 13, we are told that the function is such that f of x is equals to 5 plus 6x minus x squared for x less than or equal to 3. We're supposed to express this in the form p minus x minus q squared. So in order to work out this, the first thing that we are going to do here, we are going to factor out something. So this is going to be plus 6x minus that. So we factor out what? We are going to factor out negative 1 so that we can remain with that. Now, whatever that we have in the bracket, we are going to complete the square of that. So to complete the square, remember we are going to take x here minus a half of 6. A half of 6 is minus 3, right? That's going to be squared, then minus negative the minus the square of 3. Always what we do anytime you are completing a square, the number you are subtracting, even if you have inside a bracket positive, you are always going to subtract. So even if it was x plus 3 squared, you are going to subtract 3 squared. Even if it's like this minus, you are going to subtract. So that's the rule when it comes to completing the square. So we are saying x squared, you just pick x, under negative 6x you pick a half of 6, right? So that you have x minus 3 squared, then you subtract the square of the number that is inside the bracket, which is 3. So always it's subtracted. All right, so we are gonna simplify this, and finally you see if you open the bracket 9 is going to be positive 9, yeah, because inside the bracket was negative 3 squared, which will be negative 9 times the negative that is outside the box bracket there. We're going to get that, and then we shall put the like terms. 5 plus 9 gives us 14 minus that, and exactly that's what we were supposed to have been left with in this particular question. All right, using your answer in part A, find the range of value for which f inverse of x is a positive. So first we need to find the inverse of this function. We're going to say y equals to 4 minus 14 minus x minus 3 squared. So we're going to switch x and y, meaning that where you have x you write y, where you have y you write x, like that. And then we are going to make now y the subject of the formula. Anytime you find a square root of a number, you get either positive or negative. So which will mean that we have positive or negative there, but we are going to take 3 on the other side, and it becomes positive plus or minus 14 minus x, like that. But you need now to write the inverse, but the inverse cannot have two signs. We need to go back and check the domain that was given. The domain was x minus x is less than or equal to 3. So that's the domain, but the range now is going to be, the range of the inverse function is going to be, you change that x to y, so it's y less than or equal to 3. So you can see down here we have 3 plus or minus square root of 14 minus x. So which sign do we decide? Now this point is the one that enables us to decide which sign to use, because our range is y is less than 3. So that will mean that we are going to use minus, because when you subtract, that's when you start be getting negative less than 3. So that is the inverse function. So once you get that, we can now pick to the next question. Okay, now this is the inverse function, but remember we are told where the inverse function is positive. Remember, the inverse function will be positive if 3 minus root 14 minus x is greater than 0 and x is less than 14. So we need to write that so that we can be able to work it out. For it to be positive, we need to say that this part 3 minus root 14 minus x is going to be greater than 0. So can be able to solve for x like that, and we end up having that. So meaning that our final answer is going to be equal to that x should be greater than 5, less than or equal to 14. Okay, so that is exactly what you are supposed to do in this particular part. And if you are new to Proflan YouTube channel, consider subscribing so that anytime I'm going to upload other tutorials, you'll be notified. In Proflan Academy, we really work math and physics. And as you are going to do your A levels, I'll be with you so that we can be able to walk the journey together. So you have every reason to share and subscribe to this channel, and also recommend it to your friends who can be able to benefit. Right, moving to the next question, and in the next question here, let's see what we are told. We are given a table of values. We're supposed to fill in the cumulative frequency. Remember, for you to complete the cumulative frequency table here, we start with 10, then 10 plus 16 will be 26, right? 26 plus 44 is going to give us what? 70. 70 plus 29 is going to give us 99. Then plus 15 at that given point is going to give us 114. Now we're going to use this information in order to draw the frequency, cumulative frequency curve or graph, and then we are going to use the upper limits of the class. So this point will come here, move up to this point. We move this given point. This one we move up to around 99. 99 is around here. Then 15 somewhere here, right? And then finally we move up to 120. That is it. And then we can be able to draw a smooth curve like that. And now we have all the points well plotted. Now, once you have drawn this graph, it's important for you to realize that you will be given question like finding the median. To find the median, you go to the topmost corner, and in order to find the median, you're going to go to the value at the top. Here we are told to find the interquartile range. I'll let you know what we'll start. Interquartile range is given by the formula. Interquartile range is equals to the upper quartile minus the lower quartile. And to get the upper quartile, you're going to go to 120, and then if you divide by 2, you get a straight line like that, and this is going to give us the median down here. This is the median. Median is 20 something. Is going to be 120 times 3/4 of